Hi, I'm Finley and welcome to JEDTV.
Hello everybody, welcome to Episode 3, Season 2 of Lockdown JEDTV. The season nobody wanted and we all want to end. Ah yes, and speaking of things we didn't really want, I've got my co-presenter back. Anyway, we're continuing January's focus on our core theme of learning. We're all learning. That's right. And we have some fantastic work from both primary and secondary pupils and teachers to share with you. First though, here's a message from Mr. Kearney. Excellent.
Hello everyone and welcome to the end of week 2's home learning. I sincerely hope you've all had a successful week and you've been busy engaged in your various learning tasks set by your teachers. As you know, the focus this week in this term is on our core value of new learning. And I just wanted to share with you that actually it's not just you guys that are involved in new learning, the staff are also very much engaged in new learning. I find myself in the fortunate position these days to be doing things slightly differently, and I am spending a lot of time supporting yourselves with home learning and your iPads, and also supporting families as well with digital learning. And normally when I have had an issue in the past with iPads, I would go over to the brilliant Inspire team and ask them very nicely if they could repair some of the issues and the problems. Just like most staff, Inspire Learning are working from home as well, so I find myself these days having to repair iPads myself. Particularly this week I had a new build and I really was struggling in terms of what to do. So just like you would, I went onto Teams and I went on to the Inspire help team and I posted a question saying, please help, I've got a new build, what do I do? And within a very short period of time, the brilliant Paul Graham came back to me and he directed me to the Inspire YouTube channel. I found the appropriate video on YouTube and I watched it, and then I watched it again, and then I set about building a new iPad. And to my delight, I was successful. So in the school, Miss Monteith and I this week have been on a steep learning curve in terms of fault finding with iPads, and it's been quite an eye-opening experience to find myself actually learning new skills and confidences. In terms of your home learning, the message as always is communication. I would urge you to be in contact with your teachers. Yes, we are aware that there have been issues and problems around Satchel 1, potentially Glow and Teams, and we're rectifying them as we go. If you find yourself at home and you're unable to download something or upload, just drop your teachers a message in Teams just to explain. Similarly, this time round we have been offering a lot of live lessons and drop-in sessions to support your learning. And I know that one or two of you are well on top of your work and have been asking, do I need to go to these? Where staff are saying the live lessons are a necessity, you do. But for the drop-in sessions, optional ones, if you have done the work and you're quite happy with your learning and you've got a clear understanding of the expectations, it's not necessary to attend these drop-in sessions, but it would be courteous just to drop your teacher a message on Teams to say, I've done the work, or I'm quite happy with what I need to do, therefore I'm not going to be attending. If you're having any issues with Satchel 1, or accessing your Glow email, or with passwords or PIN codes on your iPad, please get in touch. So usual contact details, school phone number, or our ggc@scotborders.gov.uk email address, and the brilliant technology allows us to receive calls whether we're at home or in school, and the emails are picked up and forwarded on to the relevant people. So any issues or problems, please get in touch, and we'll resolve them as quickly as possible. So, it's nearly the weekend again. I sincerely hope you all have a brilliant weekend and you take advantage of the weather and maybe get out in the snow and have some downtime before we return next week. Last message is, obviously I appreciate at home at the moment there might be a number of people working at home on the same broadband, mums and dads, parents, carers, brothers and sisters, and at times it might be that actually the best thing you can do is to take a break and go outside within the COVID legislation rules, get some fresh air, and then come back to home learning maybe in the early evening or little bits over the weekend. So although we are encouraging pupils where possible to working during the normal Monday to Friday school day, if your situation doesn't allow that, then flexibility around when you're engaged in your work is perfectly possible. So please bear that in mind. Have a great weekend, folks, and we'll see you all soon. Thank you. Bye.
You didn't do that thing with the hat again. I don't know what you mean. I hope not. Anyway, even people as old as Mr. Kearney can learn online, but right at the other end of the school, Mrs. Maben's P2s have been doing some fantastic learning as well. They have been baking and writing up the instructions, writing about trips to the shops and opening their own shops, learning to learn about money, and they've also been doing online phonics. Just watch this.
What do we start with?
Capital letter.
A capital letter. We sing songs in the sitting room. Good. Let's write it together. So what do we start with?
Capital letter.
Capital letter.
Okay, now look at some of the great work teachers have been doing to share learning. Who needs Joe Wicks when you've got Mr. Davies?
So speed drill number 1, you start at the first cone, run forward for 2 cones and then back for 1, and repeat that until you pass the last cone, stopping the clock as you pass the last one. So for drill 2, you start at cone 2, accelerate to cone 1, turn and then accelerate through to cone number 5, stopping the clock as you pass that final cone. And finally for drill number 3, start at the first cone, run to the second, and then you're running a figure 8 around the top 2 cones before returning back to the first cone and stopping the clock. And that's it.
And who needs Mary Berry when you've got Mrs. Mackay?
Okay, and you're just going to use either a tablespoon, or if you've got measuring spoons at home, then 2 of those spoonfuls. Don't be tempted to add too much, it's quite high in salt, but it does give a flavour to this, so there's no fancy sauces or anything. It's a very simple stir fry that you can make for your lunch. And you're going to just coat the vegetables with the soy sauce and make sure that that flavour is going into the vegetables before you add the noodles.
And who needs Rachel Riley when you've got Mrs. Valashek?
So what times table are 9 and 12 both in? Yeah, they're both in the 3 times table. So I'm going to divide both of them by 3. So how many 9s go into 3? Well, 3. So that's fine. And then how many 12s go into 3? 4. So my simplified ratio is 3 to 4. What about 9 to 15? What times table are those both in?
It was 3 again, wasn't it? Well done, number 2. We're all learning. Even you. Now then, Mr. Hewitt's pupils have been improvising over 12-bar blues, so that's what we're going to listen to while we watch the next couple of items. Mrs. Gilfillan's pupils have been experimenting with different drawing and painting styles on their iPads, and the results are fantastic. That's right, and Mrs. Seaton's P6s have been working on life skills like housework and cooking, so we're going to see some of the things that they have been doing. Last but not least, Mrs. Robinson's P7s have been taking part in one of Mrs. Gilfillan's online art projects and creating this awesome urban street art. Urban. I don't think that means what you think it means. Stay safe, everyone. Remember to follow the guidelines. See you next week.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like the video. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. See you next time.